Welcome, listeners, to the latest in the Super Terra Meets series. Very excited. This is a project I've been working closely with for several months now. They bring a lot of energy and joy to the Terra ecosystem through a variety of different ways, and we'll explore that shortly. But essentially, this is a NFT project that actually has a huge community that's really absorbed in the love and joy of sharing film watching experiences. There's a lot more to it than that, and we will go into that. So it's my absolute pleasure to welcome to this regular series Terra Movie Club.
Hello. Yeah, very happy to be chatting with you. We are a big fan of you, so this is a great opportunity for us. And then I'm guessing it's just going to be enjoyable, just chat also.
Absolutely. No, I think it's a mutual love of what we all do, and I think. I guess just for the benefit of those listening in, when this interview goes out, I mean, essentially, I discovered Terra Movie Club probably, and it feels in Terra terms, an age ago, but I think it was probably November or December, and we had the absolute pleasure of developing a collaboration together alongside other lovely people from Dystope AI, and it kind of started out as a chat around loving the enjoyment of, in this case, the dystopian future, Blade Runner, and many other aspects that have followed since. And yeah, no, it's great. And I think for all of us, I think our paths have really expanded in this last 3 or 4 months. I think at the time I was first chatting with you guys, I was obviously doing the written work, and I delved into the spoken world. But I've had many pleasant hours sat at my laptop chatting with people all over the world about different movies. And I think the most recent one we did together was Prometheus, which is another excellent, if slightly scary film in many respects. But yeah, no, great. No, absolutely a huge fan. So let's get into it then. I'd love to hear a bit more of the origins of how OK Nim and the whole project was conceived.
So like you said, November, that sounds like ages ago, but we started even before that, even ancient time, which is like 2 years ago. So basically we started, our love of cinema, that basically what started, and then everyone in our team is just a big fan of, basically just geek in every way, especially movie, like a otaku. So we work in, film industry in the sense that we were trying to introduce NFT 2 years ago, and especially film festival.
Oh, right.
So we've been working, yeah. So and then one of the things that we introduced was, so basically at the time it didn't start as an NFT, but we had this merge with the character that we developed, which was based on popcorn, and then the character was much beloved from the fan, and then we started to think that this could be NFT. Basically, that was the origin story, which is the ancient time of 2 years ago. So that, yeah, just love of cinema, spreading in a mysterious way, and then here we are now.
That's fantastic. Because I remember thinking it's a very quirky design, and it works really well. And I think ever since I acquired an OK Nim, it's been my profile and will remain my profile on Discord. I've had several people ask me if I'm going to change it, and the answer is no. So that's my Discord profile. But no, I mean so that's fantastic. 2 years ago, this is interesting for me as a massive fan of Terra. I'm guessing when you were first thinking about NFTs, you were way ahead of the game. I mean, this was like literally the early stages for the ETH chain with NFTs, I would argue.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Ken, you met Ken.
Yes.
Ken has been working in blockchain for longer than that, way longer than that even. He's always in this field, and then so. I think he just kind of followed it, and then just trying to develop what kind of opportunity there can be, and then just he's very passionate, and then that makes us all very passionate, and then working with him, that's pretty fantastic.
That's brilliant. And then, of course, the obvious question, as obviously my name implies, it's all about Terra. I mean, it's not just all about Terra. I love lots of different aspects of crypto. But what was it that first attracted the project to launch on Terra?
I mean, there are so many appealing aspects of it. We did start it in Ethereum, but then Terra, it's just like the use of it. In Korea, so it's also a big scene
Of course.
ecosystem. There's a big Korean community in it, but also we like that Ethereum. It's not. I mean, movie. What we want to do is like social watching, right? We really enjoy doing this with the community, and
Hmm.
then Terra, I think, is the best ecosystem for doing things together. Community. There's a less barrier of entry, and then also it's more practical in just as we can see with the lots of more real life services that we can see. So yeah, with social watching experience related to this scene, I think the Terra was the best, pretty miles ahead ecosystem for us.
Excellent. And I know from my personal experiences, I love how you've managed to seamlessly link the whole Discord, Twitter, and also the immersive watching experience. And as someone who loves films, I think that's what first attracted us all to have conversations together. The idea that you can bring a community and I mean the software that you use is amazing. I mean I would argue it brings people together globally. So here I am up in the cold north, and I was able to log in and have a kind of direct conversation. And I think the first time I joined you, I couldn't get on, but I did actually watch the film on a traditional device. But the second time I was able to join, and it seems like everyone's able to watch it at the same time. It all sort of links and everything else. How did you sort of kind of come across that, and how did you set that all up?
Um, this was in kind of in conjunction, kind of separate, but at the same time. So it was around the same time. I think it's also about around 2 years ago. So we had this watch party solution, that a Chrome extension that one of the team member has been working on, and then because I mean we are not at the moment, there's no monetization in that. It's just a free
Mm.
Chrome extension, but then we added more features like related to Terra Movie Club, that, for example, like holders can be verified, and then you can see that, and then there's going to be more utility later features. But yeah, the extension itself is something that we developed some time ago, so about 2 years ago, and then it's just being used actually quite by lots of people in Korea. There's people who are not interested in NFT necessarily. So that's being used, and then we are also using that specifically for watch parties. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, no, I was really impressed with it. And I think one of the things that's really great about Terra is the amazing innovation we see in so many places. And I just love the way that, you've brought your passion for movies. You've brought a really clever extension there that really works well and links people together in terms of chat and viewing. And I think that's fantastic there. You hinted there, there's lots more utility to come from that. I'd be very interested, however, to hear if you have, because obviously predominantly my conversations with the community are around the NFTs themselves. Do you have sort of further plans? I mean, obviously, I'd love for you to tell the listeners all about the very exciting Lunar Toon series that's now underway. But are there any further NFT releases to expand on the original collection?
Yes, there is something planned this year. We always have this plan. So Oatnim, K-Nim or Oatnim is a kernel. The corn hasn't been popped yet. So
Ah.
naturally there could be it's a something that what should we call it? It hasn't been said, but everybody's kind of assuming, and then we are kind of nodding. It probably is going to happen this year. So there's going to be something that could be quite poppy. And then also related to that, so that's going to be, our next NFT as well as Lunar Toon series.
Excellent, excellent. I look forward to that, and probably again for the listeners, and obviously I often retweet and highlight the great things that you're doing, and but it'd be good to probably share a bit about the Lunar Toon series, because what I liked was the way you linked that back to community.
Oh yes, it was a really fun experience as well. I mean, it's something that we wanted to do, and then we just like that it came about in a way that it was kind of satisfying, because it's something that, when you think about it too much, you just feel like, oh, is it gonna happen, or is it gonna happen the way that we dreamt that's gonna happen? And then all these stories were kind of just fun, and then we are kind of seeing the what artists. So as you know, we got asked for community to give us some their experience related to NFT, Terra, or crypto, and there were lots of submission, and then they were all quite funny, and then also something that we can just recognize. We just read it, and then we were just immediately knew what they were talking about. One of those stories, and so we announced the winner. And then now the artist is giving us some of the drafts, and then it's just hilarious, and we are really happy about how it is turning out, and then how I'm really grateful for the people who participated, of course.
Yeah, I mean, some of those submissions were excellent, and I remember obviously being involved in the kind of
Yes.
the sharing of the campaign. I think we spoke, and I think you said you're having so many good submissions that you actually increased the time window. And so, how many Lunar Toons have been done in total now? I think I get alerts almost every day to new ones.
Oh yeah, so the season 1 was 7, and then season 2 is going to be 7 also. But of course the submission was much more. But so that's going to be. I think it's going to be each season. We're thinking about 7 episodes.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. And season 3, do you have a sort of a planned time for that, or is that sort of to be confirmed?
We're thinking of around March. Could be April, but probably it's going to be March. So because season 2 from the submissions now, they are kind of taking shape. So as we release them, we'll also be thinking about season 3 contest. We just really like reading them. That's basically why we extended it, because there are some of the really good ones coming in, and then we didn't have a heart to say that no, yeah, no, please. We just wanted to actually read this more, but we want to read this.
Of course, of course. And as I say, I enjoyed reading them, and I could relate to a lot of them as well. I think that there were several extremely funny ones. Some funny. Some funny gore. I could feel the nerves. That whitelist fear and things like that. No, it's really good. I think for me, one of the most exciting aspects of the project is the focus on films, movies. I'd be really interested to hear two things. One, and I'm putting you on the spot a little bit here. What's your personal favourite movie, or if you haven't got a favourite movie specifically, what kind of genre is your favourite?
Like less, it's one of those things. We are genuinely really geeky about this, and then we say this, we ask this all the time, and then we regret asking it, because then we give a list, or we come back later like hours later to say that, oh, I didn't say this, but this movie was really good too. We are one of the people. I mean, yeah, I really like anything by Paul Thomas Anderson. Yeah, or PTA, every movie. I really like Spanish movie, Pedro Almodovar also. Yeah, I've always been very geeky about movies, and yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I always ask on virtually every conversation I have. I always ask about favourite projects, but I just thought for you guys, the natural one to ask was favourite films. And I do appreciate if someone asked me the same thing in return, I could probably name you a dozen or more, and I'd still probably come back with more later. And that's the beauty of it. I think that's the really enjoyable thing. And I think with that in mind, the next part of my question. I absolutely love the collaborations you guys are doing, and it's actually brought me into conversations with other projects as a result. And thinking about the Handy Heroes guys, fantastic charity-based campaign. But I was just wondering, what collaborations have you got coming up?
I mean, like we've been actually this week. It has been crazy. We've been doing everyday watch party this week, and then we just finished in the afternoon with Poppins. which is also one of my favorite projects.
Excellent.
So we watched that. Yeah, just today we had a natural documentary, and then there were a bunch of animation everyday watch party, and of course the next week's also gonna be yeah, plenty of it. There are so many now. It's just just very difficult to keep track of. We always put them on Twitter and Discord, but then the number of watch parties are kind of almost alarmingly increasing very fast.
I have noticed that, but I think one thing I'd probably point listeners to as well is you've produced a series of really, really good articles on Loop in the last couple of months, and I think one I really enjoyed, I think you published in the last couple of days at the time of recording for future listeners, was all about a little bit of a kind of insight into your project, and then of course you listed out several collaborations at the end, and I think that sort of communication is really, really powerful. So I'd encourage listeners to go to Loop and find the Terra Movie Club account. There's some really good content on there. But also, yeah, I mean, you guys, like literally, I obviously follow you very closely, and it seems like almost every day there's a new announcement. So you must be absolutely run off your feet.
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, you are inspiration. We follow your articles, and then so we're just inspired by you, and just trying to do our best. I mean, the part of the reason we can do it is that because we really like doing this. We really like. Some of our team said a couple of days ago, I'm very happy that I'm actually watching as a part of my work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes it does get to us, but then that's kind of just give us strength because we do like watching stuff.
Absolutely. I think you've hit the perfect formula. To enjoy the work that you do is an incredible place to be, and I think it comes across as well in the way, the communications that you put out, the conversations that we've all had as a group, and I think it's a genuine warmth and passion around movies and all around community, which really appeals to me. And I think probably my other sort of slightly cruel question that I always like to ask, but it is a positive one, it really is. Clearly, we're all in a very excited and connected space in Terra. What are the projects, and I'd always do this plural now, what are the projects do you really personally enjoy? And it's not to say the ones you don't mention are also good, because I know it's a putting it on the spot sort of thing. I'd just love to hear the different views on projects that have caught your eye and things that you enjoy.
I mean, there are so many. Like we put out a map a couple of weeks ago about some of the projects. I mean, we couldn't even put every the project we collaborated with. We put a map of the project with a little flags on top. There are so many of them. But I mean, this is purely personal. I do like really with Poppins because they are very funny, and I'm also a bird geek. I do like birds, and then they're conservative, and they're also this is actually about birds, and they're very funny. But this is also they do really like this Orcs and Poppins.
Yes.
I can talk to them about it, and then that was very enjoyable. For many people who like birds, they're kind of my people also, as well as MP.
I think that's a great choice. I'm a big fan as well, and I've had a few really nice conversations with those guys. I love the charity angle. I think that's something that really appeals to me. I think that's really fantastic, and by taking part in the project, anyone who gets involved in it, it is helping genuine bird life, and I think that's fantastic. There's a few projects that do that actually, and it's really, really good. I think that's an excellent choice, and I'm very excited. I think at time of recording, we are a few days away from Poppin' Puffin's next release, which is going to be the Eels. So I'm having a conversation with those guys, I say at time of recording, later today. So I'm quite excited about that. So no, excellent choice.
Yeah.
Importantly for me, I want to give you the opportunity as well to share, something that may be coming up that you want to kind of let the audience know about, and I guess this is your platform to share that.
Oh, I mean, we have, like, as you know, we have so many things going at once. I mean, we have watch party that is, like I said, alarmingly increasingly, a lot, because there are lots of new members and then they all share our passion. So I mean, that's just given. We are doing that all the time. And of course, we are doing Lunatum, which we are trying to make it regular because we are having so much fun with that also. But we are also creating, this is a, planning stage, but we do, kind of work kind of fast. So we are also thinking of doing a virtual character. We are kind of we've been creating 3D game characters, but we are making that more fully formed video content, which could be possibly about Terra also. We're going to use 3D on-name character to create maybe tutorial, maybe just kind of introducing or talking about NFT projects in this ecosystem. So that 3D on-name character video content is also in the works. And also we are making dipping our toes in metaverse. So that's also happening. We are keeping a list of all this. And then we are actually just making progress in every one of these projects. So we have the 3D Olim, we have Metaverse, and then we are also, similar to Lunatune, we are also doing the fan art thing, which is we are talking with the community about how we're going to develop our, level content, the movies and contents we watch. We watch and then we enjoy this consuming of the content, but we also kind of produce it because we have so much passion after we're watching it. There are lots of fan arts that is coming out. So we are also thinking about how we can incorporate this in our vision to, people who have passion and enjoy content. How can we, this kind of a production that's coming from this lab, how can we incorporate that in our Terra ecosystem, using blockchain? So we are also having that. So fan art, metaverse, the 3D,
Fantastic.
and then, of course, Watch Party and Lunaton, they are just absolutely bonkers. But it is all happening. As well as a possibly second NFT. And then also everything we are monitoring how this ecosystem within our community also works. And then maybe there's a token that is possible within this year. So yes.
Fantastic. There's so much to take in there. So 3D, metaverse, the development of fan art, and I love the link to community. I think actually, I can see an extension where we start to see community-generated film content. I mean, that's the possibilities are literally endless, and I think that's absolutely fantastic. And I think in terms of, if I was to sum up the project, I would say, obviously very early, and I really didn't appreciate that it was that long ago that the first kind of thoughts around NFTs were there. But what I love about this project is it isn't, although it's an NFT focused project, it isn't a pure NFT project in terms of that's the primary element. It's a part of a much bigger opportunity to be very creative. I guess, encouraging, direct engagement from the community, and I consider myself, obviously a very much a small part of that, but I love the engagement the project gives me, and I think there's so much more I can see coming, and I'm really excited about those things that you've said. I mean, I think metaverse is probably one for another conversation. I'm having a number of discussions at the moment on various podcasts and various other means to understand more about how that will all evolve over the next few years. But I'm very excited to hear that, and of course the popcorn popping opportunity that you teased out earlier in the interview sounds absolutely fantastic. I think probably for me, I would see 2021 as almost like the building block year for many projects. But it sounds like for you guys, more than most, 2022 is going to be, a really major transformative step forward. And I really, as a community member, enjoy seeing it all develop, and really excited to see what comes next. And I think everyday watch parties is brilliant for the community, but I can imagine the challenges it creates for you guys. But hats off to you. I think you're doing a really good thing there. I would say, I mean, in terms of probably just to kind of bring things to a close, again, you may not have it to hand, but if we were to sort of highlight perhaps the next 2 or 3 weeks, what would you say are the big watch parties coming up? If you've got that list to hand, don't worry if you haven't.
We have a smaller. We are doing a Trados watch party. We are still keep doing Nowhere watch party with Nowhere. There's lots of smaller indie artists, and then we are almost like having watch party with individual artists, and then just with the whole Nowhere platform. That's why we are just keep doing. That's why also the number of watch parties increased drastically.
Excellent.
So keep collaborating Nowhere, and also we are doing lots of new launching project from One Planet. So we are also collaborating with them quite often, almost regularly.
Fantastic.
Yes, One Planet and Nowhere.
Brilliant. I know that's really good to know, and I think anyone who's listening to this and wants to know more, follow Terra Movie Club on Twitter. Also, you'll find the Discord link on there as well. Do join the Discord. It's very active. It's a very friendly community. I speak as someone who's in about 100 Discords, and this is one of my favourites because it's such a nice interactive community, and all there for the joy of movies, which is great. And obviously, please do visit Loop and check out the Terra Movie Club articles as well. So it's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you, as always. The first time we've done a formal interview. Hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly have. And hopefully we can come back and do another one in perhaps a couple of months' time, where we can talk about going 3D, metaverse, popcorn, and many other things besides.
Yes, it has been an absolute pleasure also. I always enjoy talking to you. So it's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Speak again soon. Thanks.